Have you ever known exactly what you want to ask about the past, but the words just don't quite line up right in English? You know what I'm talking about. It's a super common problem. Well, today we are going to fix that. We're going to crack the code on past tense questions once and for all.
Okay, so let's start with a simple statement. They went to the concert. Simple enough, right? But now, how do you turn that into a question? It feels like you should just be able to move the words around, but nope, it's not quite that easy. This is the exact puzzle we're going to solve right now.
All right, here's the solution to, I'd say, about 90% of your problems. I want you to meet your new best friend for asking about the past, the word did. Seriously, this little word is the magic key that unlocks almost every single past tense question. It's simple, it's powerful, and we're about to see exactly how it works.
Okay, let's start with the basics. Simple yes or no questions. The formula is a piece of cake. You start with did, then you add the subject, and then, this is the most important part, you use the base form of the verb. We call it V1, the simple original version like go or see. And here's why this works. The word did is a helping verb, and it already tells us we're in the past, so the main verb doesn't have to. Did does all the heavy lifting for us. And you can see that magic happening right here. Look at that first example. The statement would be, he went to work. But when we ask the question, because did is doing all the work, went just relaxes and goes back to its original form, go. See? Did he go? Same thing for the second one. They finished becomes did they finish? It's just one simple switch, but it changes everything.
But what if you need more than just a yes or no? What if you need details like what someone did, or where they went, or why? Well, the great news is, the rule barely changes. You take that exact same formula we just learned and you just pop a question word, a W word, right on the front. The core of it stays exactly the same.
And this shows it perfectly. Whether you're asking what, where, or why, just look at what comes right after. Our magic key, did. Followed by the subject, and then, you guessed it, the simple base verb. It's not ate, it's eat. Not went, it's go. And not left, but leave. Once you see this pattern, you really can't unsee it.
Okay, so did is our main tool. It works for almost everything. But, to really become a master, you have to know the exceptions to the rule. There are two special cases where we actually have to put our magic key aside. Let's dig into when you should not use did.
And here they are, plain and simple. The first time you don't use did is when your main verb is the verb to be, so in the past, that's was or were. And the second time is in a very specific situation when you're asking who did an action. Let's break these down one by one so they're crystal clear.
This comparison makes that first exception really obvious. See on the left, we've got an action verb, go. So we absolutely need our key. Did he go? But look at the right. The main idea here is a state of being, tired. The verb to be, was or were, is different. Think of it like this. It's strong enough to make a question all by itself, so it doesn't need any help from did.
So anytime you're asking if something was a certain way or if someone was somewhere, you just start the question right off with was or were. No did, anywhere in sight. Was she tired? Were you at home? Was the concert good? It's just a different, more direct way to ask.
All right, let's tackle our second special case. Now this one, I'm going to be honest, this is probably one of the trickiest parts for a lot of English learners. But once you see the simple logic behind it, I promise it's going to click into place and stay there forever. Let's finally master the question word, who.
So here's the big mystery. Take a look at these two questions. They both start with who, they're both about the past, but one of them uses did and the other one doesn't. One uses the past tense verb broke, while the other uses the base verb call. So what's going on? Why are they so different?
And here it is, the aha moment. It all comes down to what job who is doing in the sentence. On the left, in who broke the glass, we're asking for the subject. Who is the person doing the action? When who is the subject, you do not use did. The structure is super simple. Who plus the past tense verb. But on the right, who did you call? Who is the object? It's the person receiving the action from you. And in that case, our normal rules kick back in and we bring back our magic key, did.
This table breaks it down perfectly because it shows how the question you ask sets up the answer you're going to get. So if you ask a subject question like, who called you? The answer gives you the subject. John called me. But if you ask an object question like, who did you call, the answer gives you the object, I called John. See how the grammar of the question just perfectly mirrors the grammar of the answer? It's pretty cool.
So, let's recap. We've covered the main rule with our magic key did, and we've nailed the 2 tricky exceptions. You've seen all the individual pieces. Now, let's put them all together into a simple, powerful toolkit you can use every single time you need to ask about the past.
This is it, your complete 3-step checklist. Every single time you want to ask a question about the past, just run it through this process. Step 1. Is the main verb was or were? If it is, boom, you're done. Start with was or were. If not, go to step 2. Are you asking who as the subject, as the person who did the action? If yes, you know the rule. And if the answer to both of those is no, well, you land on step 3, which is for literally everything else. And that's when you pull out your magic key, did.
And that's really the most important takeaway here. This isn't just a bunch of random grammar rules anymore. What you have now is a complete toolkit. With this simple checklist, you are now totally equipped to correctly and, more importantly, confidently form any question you want to ask about something that's already happened.
So there you have it. The code is officially cracked, the mystery is solved. You've got the magic key, you know the 2 special exceptions, and you have a simple checklist to guide you every single time. Really, the only thing left to do is to start asking. So, what's the first thing you're going to ask about the past?